Hey, welcome to Michigan Football 1987 Throwback Film Review. I am fired up. My name's Jim Scarcelli. I played for Michigan with the great Bo Schembechler from 81 to 85. But I've got two of my former teammates. I could say the same thing about both of these guys. They were both team guys more than anything, competitors, just reliable, tough, smart guys. And it's no surprise they went on to become captains at Michigan. But I'm fired up to be talking with these guys as we review this film and talk about the 87 season. Jamie, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. So we got the great Jamie Morris here with us. So all is good with you?
Everything's great.
And then I also have the other captain. So these are the two captains on the 87 team. I've got Doug Mallory here. Doug, how are you, man?
Good, Scar. Doing well. Appreciate you having me on today.
Okay, so what we really want to do is we want to give people an idea what it was like to be a football player back in 1987 and playing for Michigan, playing for Bo Schembechler, what it was like to get recruited. Jamie, why don't you just tell us how the heck did you end up at Michigan, and what was the recruiting process like for someone back in, I guess it would have been 84 or so when you were getting
Yeah.
recruited? Talk about that process.
I've always wanted to go to Michigan, I guess, but I had three brothers that went to Syracuse, so I figured I would end up going to Syracuse. But you know what? If you guys remember Bob Thornblade, Blade, he's the Michigan guy. He came in, and at the time, our school had to close because we had asbestos in the facility, and Blade came in to see me. It's like a dream come true for me to have a Michigan recruiter come in and see me and everything like that, because I love Michigan in Air, Massachusetts, of all places. So who knew? That being said, I got to go on my recruiting visit. It was probably one of the coldest days of the year. Michigan was playing Indiana in basketball. This is the game, if you remember it. This is the game when Bobby Knight got thrown out of the game, and he blamed Frieder for getting him thrown out. And I'm sitting next to Bo in the press room, listening to Frieder talk. All of a sudden, Bobby Knight bust in the door and said, "Where's the asshole?" And he says, "You son of a bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass right now." And all I could see was him coming towards them, and he's coming down the aisle, and they all of a sudden they're grabbing him and pulling him back. And Bo's sitting right next to me. He goes, "Isn't this the greatest thing in Michigan?" And I'm like fired up as he's fired up about it. Because I don't know if anybody knows this, but Bo and Bobby Knight were the best of friends. And everybody knows that Bo Schembechler, he coached at Ohio State, and I think they lived together for a while. So that being said, it kind of fired Bo up. He's like, "I wish he would have kicked that son of a bitch's ass."
Hey,
What?
Jamie, I was at that game showing Bud Gehrig around, the guy that we played
Right,
with. I
right.
was at that game in the tunnel, okay? At halftime, Knight and Frieder were walking off in the tunnel. I heard Bobby Knight right there in front of me and this recruit. He called him a no good
Right.
chicken blank blankety blank MFer blank blank right to his face. I
Oh
got the
my
recruit
God.
right there. That's my story on that.
That was incredible. So yeah, that was the excitement that I had. Then we had the last incident, and I'll tell you guys, and this was the best, probably the best incident. Well, on my recruiting trip, Chris Spielman was there too. Well, getting the rest of the story, I can tell you guys, he went in to meet with Bo. I'm next. I'm next. All of a sudden, he tells Bo, because he told his dad he was secretly going to Michigan, and he made that declaration to his dad. His dad said, "You're not ever stepping another foot in my house." So he made him go to take his trip to Ann Arbor to tell Bo, man to man, he wasn't coming to Michigan. He was going to stay. He was going to be a Buckeye. He did it. The next thing I know, he wanted, Bo. Bo's like, "Ah, we're gonna kick your ass every time we play you." He got mad. They canceled. Listen to this. They canceled all meetings with Bo. All meetings with Bo. Canceled the rest of them. And so I'm like, I was next. Bleed. So anyway, I got to go out with the Michigan contingency and Bob Perryman and Jeff Akers and all of those guys. And the next morning, of course, what time do you think Bo shows up? He shows up at 7:30 at the campus inn. But I was awake and I was ready to go.
Oh,
So
that's great. Doug, talk to us, man. How did you come from the great Mallory coaching family and how did you end up in Ann Arbor?
Well, family had just moved a couple of years previous to DeKalb, Illinois. My dad at the time was coaching in Northern Illinois. Kind of grown up out in Colorado, and yeah. So anyhow, we ended up there in DeKalb. It was Mike's senior year, my sophomore year, and yeah. So I think one of the things that helped me, a little bit different than Jamie. I know Jamie has all three brothers that went to Syracuse. My brother had gone to Michigan. For 2 years while he was there. I knew he was having a great experience there, and things you're always looking for when you're coming out of high school is you're looking for, great football program as well as a great academic institution, an opportunity to play and be around great coaches and be around great people. So, when I took my visit to Michigan, it wasn't quite as exciting as Jamie's visit, but my brother was my host, so we just kinda hung out with some of his friends. Tell Scar I probably met you that
Yeah,
night or
yeah, I
those 2
remember.
nights.
I remember when you came up.
Yeah. All I know is a couple or that next morning, my brother had a cast on, so I didn't
oh
ask
my
many
Yeah.
questions about somehow I got left at the quad,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and, someone had to give me a ride back to the campus, and, Mike and I got, somehow separated that night, but I saw him the next morning. He had a cast on his hand, so I'm not exactly sure how that happened. But anyhow, I think just Michigan checked all the boxes. It had everything that I was looking for. I had familiarity there with my brother being there, and then your former position coach, Milan Voletich. Milo had been on my dad's staff at Colorado and then also at Miami of Ohio. So I've known Milo and his family, you know, for pretty much my whole life. So just having someone that I knew there, I think helped with that, who was on the staff. And same guy recruited Jamie, recruited me, Bob Thornblade. So they had Bob going from DeKalb, Illinois to Ayers, Massachusetts. Man. So, but Bob's a great man, a great guy, and he was always a joy to be around. And did a great job representing Michigan, as a coach and as a recruiter. And I had some other schools that I looked at, but just when it came down to it, there were so many positives there at Michigan and comfort level, and thought I had an opportunity to contribute early. So that I said checked all the boxes and turned out to be a great
Yeah, it's
decision.
great. You guys made the right decision, man. All right, you play for Michigan. You play for Bo Schembechler. People are going to ask you this question forever. You guys have had to answer it. What's it like playing for Bo Schembechler, Jamie? What was it like? Why did he win? What were his strengths? So those are my questions for you. What was it like playing for him? Why the heck did he win? What were his strengths?
a great motivator. And he can look inside your body and look inside of you and tell you what he thinks of you. I'm going to be honest with you. I got here in Michigan when I got here in June in Michigan to do the summer program. I saw on that what do you call it, the freshman yearbook. I had WR next to my name slash KR, kick returner. Okay.
Okay.
Now that's not what we agreed to. So I had to march down and we have to agree. And I said, and I saw Mary and Lynn, and they were the ones that went and said, okay, you can go in there. And now I don't know if you guys remember the setup that they did, but they all sat around this big ass table and they watched film together, whether it's offense and defense. And I walk in there and they're all like, oh, how you doing? Terrell, look at who's here. And Coach Burton and everything like that. And I said, I think there's a mistake, coach. He goes, I'm a son of a bitch. Terrell, Do you see what you see what he's doing? He's telling me, telling old coach what he's all about." And I'm like, I'm not telling you what you're all about. Maybe you made a mistake. Somebody didn't listen or whatever." I was trying to explain to him. He goes, "You know what, son? I'm gonna let you come in my meeting room, disturb me and the coaches, but our old coach knows something, and I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to play running back. And you're not going to know when, but I'm going to look you straight in the face and say, this is your opportunity. And you better show me something." So, like, I will. So, after that, yeah, I believed in him, but, I'm still working with the wide receivers a little bit, and I'm working with the running backs. And then we happened to get some running backs that got hurt. Freshmen come in first, and it was like it was four of us, only two of us were running. So you think about that. I'm getting all the reps and everything like that, get a chance to run and do things. I'm a little fast, so everybody's impressed with the running and everything. So I got to play running back a little bit longer than playing wide receiver. And everybody kept saying, wait until the vets come in, wait until the upperclassmen come in, wait until the upperclassmen come in. And, I, I'm like, okay, we'll see what they can do. And, Bo, he when the upperclassmen came in, pulled me to a side and said, "You did a lot of running out there. You showed me a lot of things. Let's see if you could do it against the big boys." And he kind of challenged me to see if I could do it. He would pull me to a side every now and then to tell me what I was doing and what I was doing wrong and what I should, different things. I don't know, he had a liking for me for some reason, and I think it was because of Gary Moeller. I think because Gary Moeller, he was coaching Illinois, and, he got to play against Syracuse. My brother Joe showcased in Syracuse, so Gary Moeller believed in the Morris boys too, I guess.
Yeah. So you would say his ability to motivate that would be high on your list.
Yeah, he's look, Bo was not in the military, but he's kind of a military guy if you think about it. He was
Yeah.
like if you think about it, he's like a general, a sergeant, whatever you want to call him. To me, military is in my blood. My dad was in the Army for 28 years. He
Yeah.
retired as a master sergeant, so I was cool with that. So all of the yelling and screaming, that's nothing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's me growing up as a young man.
Now, Doug, you've been around coaches your whole life, and that's what you did for, your last 30 years. Talk to me about Bo Schembechler. What were his strengths? Why did he win, man?
Well, I think there are multiple reasons why. I think as a person, just like Jamie said, I mean, I think he's very strict, but I think he ran his programs by the book. You never had to worry about the program being investigated or being put on probation. I think he brought the best out of both his coaches, I think, and his players. He did a great job challenging you and, trying to maximize your talent and your God given ability. But I really do think that he surrounded himself with good people. I mean,
Yeah.
Bo certainly was one of the greatest coaches of
Yeah.
all time. But I think you look at his staff and the guys that he had that, worked one on one with all the players, I think he had a top notch staff and, I think probably one of the better ones, certainly when we were playing. I think one of the better coaching staffs there in the country. But yeah, he didn't want to be on his bad side, I'll tell you that. I know the few times I got in trouble. That was the only time I think in my 5 years there, about the only time I was ever in his office is when I was in trouble. First thing he'd do is he'd rip me a new ass, and then he'd get my dad on the phone, and my dad would start ripping me over the phone, and then Bo wouldn't shut up. He continued to rip my ass as my dad was ripping my ass. But yeah, but just a great human being, really was. You always knew where you stood with him.
Yeah.
Treated everyone fairly, treated everyone the same way, and just a great, great person, a great coach.
Brutally, brutally honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
walk in that office if you don't want the truth, because you will walk out of there in tears, man. We all
Oh
experienced that. 2 words he loved more than any words: team in
yeah.
Michigan. Would you guys agree
Yes.
with that?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you, in all my one of the greatest experiences I had, and I think, 3 of us, had an opportunity to be there was, I think, going from year 1984 to 1985. I mean, just that impacted me, in the coaching profession,
That's
probably more than anything, any other incident there at Michigan. And that was, and when he talked about being more team oriented and just, we were a pretty talented team in 84,
Yeah.
but, we just didn't have the success on the field. And I know we had some injuries there with the quarterback spot and all, but like just seeing
sorry.
the whole atmosphere going from, I'm sorry, Jay.
No,
But just
I'm
going
sorry.
from the 84 to the 85 team, I mean, you go from a 6-6 team to a team the next year finished number 2 in the country. When everyone was telling Bo, he'd passed his prime, he needed to move on, and, it was one of the first times Michigan won preseason, at least in the top 2 in the Big Ten, and, I think everyone just with the media and the outsiders just bashing the program after going 6-6, and then for us to turn it around that next year and have
Mhm.
success we had, I think, that really had an impact on me, as both as a player, a person, and as a football coach. So, that was a great experience, and I know you guys had a chance to be a part of that transition also.
Yeah, there wasn't many coaches smiling for about 8
No,
months after that season ended. So,
He
you know,
fired them all. He
winter
that was
fired them
conditioning was tough.
all.
Yeah, winter conditioning was tough. Spring ball
yeah,
was brutal. No
yeah,
smiling. You guys remember what it was like. Here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm going to get on the film, and we'll ask some general questions on top of looking at film.
Mhm.
You
okay,
know, but I want to get going on the film here and look at your and
No, Scar,
look at
you
your
you
bowl game. I've
you
got
gotta
your
yeah,
gotta
we can
remember,
talk.
Scar, that Bo wasn't there.
No, I
So
know.
yeah,
Why don't we start with that, Jamie? Why don't you jump
yeah,
in as we get this film started and talk to us about the mindset of the team and Coach Mo taking over and how all that played out?
well, Bo had a heart attack. He had a test coming up, his test for his heart, and when he was on the treadmill doing his treadmill work, he was having a heart attack. The same group that did his first heart surgery was in town, and they were able to do their so we were going to this bowl game, and all of a sudden they brought us all in as players, and they let us Doug and I know that Bo had a heart attack, and we're asking, is he alive? Is he still there? And first thing Mo did was bring us together, tell us coach is fine. He made it through surgery, everything like that, and he'll be fine. And Mo, I don't know if he did speak to Bo, but he said, I talked to him. He wants us to go win this game for him. And this is on his record. And just remember his bowl record. And it was kind of, he was trying to make us feel good about it and different things like that. But, you know, Bo's not going to be at a game. So think
Yeah.
about that. We're used to the old man being on the sidelines.
yeah. I think along that, I mean, there's not a better person in the world to have as an interim head coach than Gary Moeller. I
Yeah.
mean, Gary'd been the head coach at Illinois. Gary'd been the defensive coordinator back when Scar and I were there, and then became the offensive coordinator, I think, our senior year, wasn't it, James?
Yeah. Senior year.
So, I mean, and that's so rare in this profession to have a guy that, has coordinated both sides of the ball and to have that kind of knowledge.
So
And
you guys were a unified, fired up, win it for the seniors, win it for Bo, win it. You guys were unified and ready to roll.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We were coming off a tough loss to Ohio State,
Yep.
to finish the season. So certainly want to go out on a positive note.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
start the game. We start the game off on defense, Doug. And what do you
yeah.
remember about preparing for this team?
It's interesting. I still have that game plan, and unfortunately, I don't have it with me right now. It's back home in Ann Arbor, but yeah, I tell you, and Scar, you can attest to this defensively. It's amazing because I think Gary and Lloyd, I think were coaches that were kind of ahead of their time, for the multiplicity that we did on defense. But I remember just going through and looking at the package of what we were doing, and we did a lot, surprisingly. But
Yeah.
like I said, I think our coaches were a little bit ahead of the time. A lot of things that are still being run to this day defensively. But as we were talking earlier, I mean, they were in a 3-4 concept looks like we're in an odd
Yeah, now
front
you
there, but
yeah, now we've got, I got out in '85 and
mm,
we didn't run much four-man front.
no, we got into, and that's the outside backer walked on the number 2 wide out, but yeah, I think we transitioned maybe in '86 to be a little bit more multiple up front. I
Doug,
know
I'm gonna
we've been
cut you off. How about this play? Talk about this play right here from this guy right here, Bobby Abrams. Look at this.
with Bobby. Yeah, Bobby came in as a strong safety. And, I remember he was in the room and like 6'4", about 220.
Yeah,
Here I am about 6 foot, 185 pounds. Like, man, this guy's playing strong safety like Keith Bostic.
yeah,
But, Bobby is a great player,
yeah.
to have
He
that
made a hell of a
versatility.
play there.
Yeah, and he's
Oh,
got it's so much length and strength. Really good football player.
so
So,
anyway,
yeah,
they're an I-back team. They're like, they look like a Michigan in a lot of ways. Messner coming off
yeah.
the edge here.
Yeah, they, I think they had a pretty explosive offense that year. I think that's Irv Cross right there. Went on to have a great career in the NFL. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he had a pretty big game here. But yeah, you look, Bobby Humphrey's a running back. Like he and Jamie were probably the top 2 running backs in the country that year. So it's good to see Jamie show him up a little bit. He ate us up pretty good.
Hey, Doug,
But
let me ask you this now. When you came to Michigan, Moeller was the coordinator.
yes,
We'll
yeah.
try.
So
We'll try. If you want to point out something on the as we're talking, something. If you guys want to point out something about the play that was run, Doug, just jump
okay,
in. Little
yeah,
swing pass.
yeah. A little swing pass to Bobby
Like
right
they
there.
wanted to
Smart
get
pass there on the edge.
Bobby on the edge a lot.
Yeah.
Now Doug. We are a primarily zone football team. Would you say that Michigan in '87 was 95% zone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, particularly with me back there.
Watch this
Yeah,
break. This is
you
Dave.
don't wanna put me in man coverage.
This is David Arnold here. Look at this. Watch him.
Yeah.
He
So,
was a
and
hell of a
again, pretty
player.
good collision right there, but, David was one of the bigger corners that I've been around, probably about 6'3", about 205, and could run and hit, and, I think that was the one thing that, there we are in an odd front, more of a 3-4 concept there, but, yeah, so David had a great career there at Michigan. It was me jumping on the pile there.
Hey, Doug, let me ask you, if I was a fly on the wall
Yep.
and Coach Lloyd Carr, now you saw him as your secondary coach, and then you saw now is this his first year as a coordinator?
Yes, yeah, so yeah, that's right. So Gary had just moved. That's Gary's first year as the offensive coordinator, and then Lloyd's first year as the defensive coordinator. Now we stayed within a lot of the same system
Now
there,
they're
a lot of the
throwing
same.
deep on you, man. What was it? What did we emphasize? Are they ever going to throw it over your head?
Keep the ball inside and then front ball never goes over your head. So a nice play there by David and
So
who
you
the
guys
and
were say that
Snoop.
again. That was pounded into you guys, right?
Yeah, balls always
This guy
inside and
Eric Campbell, what a night
defense.
he had a hell of a career.
He had a
Yeah,
great career.
yeah, and Eric also was a guy there. Dave's a little bit high in his back pedal there, but a nice play by Soup right there coming out of the deep middle to make a play on the
No,
post.
say that
But
again, Doug. How did you would have heard that every darn day, wouldn't you? Keep the ball inside and in front.
oh yeah, inside and in front ball never goes over your head. Yeah, that was the one thing. I think one of the reasons why Michigan has always been so successful on defense is just very, very few big plays that the defense would give up.
All right, Doug.
Uh,
Hey, Jamie, you guys remember a drill we used to run? It was called individual challenge.
Yeah.
It would be the nose guard and the nose guard in the two linebackers versus the center guards and centers, and then it would be the
Mhm.
tackles and tight ends versus the outside backer and do you guys remember it? And the running back would just run the ball in there.
Yeah.
Doug, you would have been down with the DBs. You probably wouldn't remember it, but when I look at this play, we worked the hell. This is the stuff we did every day in practice.
Yeah.
yeah,
My coach. You talked about Milan. Day one, as an outside backer at Michigan, he said, "Look, if you can't play the sweep, you can't play. You
yeah,
can't play if you can't play that play." But I'm
yeah,
watching this play, and we just stuff it. Messner and Abrams. Messner takes this kid on right here, and Abrams
yeah,
stuffs this kid, and then Doug Mallory comes underneath. I mean, it's just beautiful defense.
yeah, yeah. I think one of the things that one of the great things I can say about the coaches that we had there at Michigan is they emphasize fundamentals. We were I think we ran a pretty sophisticated scheme, but I mean, it always came down to one-on-one technique fundamentals, and I think they did a tremendous job just coaching and teaching that.
Yeah.
Just the emphasis on that. If there was something in the spring, or if we ever came out of a game that there's a particular fundamental we didn't execute very well in that previous game or practice or scrimmage or whatever, that was gonna be a huge point of emphasis that next day. But, yeah, I don't remember this quarterback here, but and I don't remember the situation they had a quarterback, but I know they were a good offense, and like you said earlier, they were, very similar to Michigan's, at least mindset or, where they're gonna try to run the ball first, a good job featuring the tight end. Yeah, I think, they had a nice run there. I think we hold them to a field goal here on this first drive of the game, and,
Yeah, we
we're
held him to
down
a field.
3.
I'm gonna move over to offense and get Jamie get going. Jamie, I do have some offense, brother.
That's okay. No, I like defense too. I love
Um,
our defense.
We Jamie had a heck of a game, I can say that.
okay, so we get the ball, we come out. Let me get us to the first play here. Um, so we ran. Talk about
Well, Gary Moeller is the acting head coach as well as the offensive coordinator. We made some changes. We put some shifts in. We
yeah.
wanted
This is the first.
Alabama
This
to
the
think
first
about some
series
things.
here, and we come out shifting right away.
Yep.
And talk about him, Jamie.
Demetrius, look, there was a lot of pressure on Demetrius all season long, but he came out to play and he gave you his all, no matter what. He played hurt, he played injured, he played as much as he could. Right, if you see his elbow's all wrapped up, and his thumb, he had a slight broken thumb, if you want to call it a slight. It's a broken thumb. So, he's out there playing with a taped hand. So
Yeah, he could throw
when
the ball, man. Lefty. Was he from Florida?
yes, he's from I think it was Miami, Florida, outside of Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Miami.
So here we are running kind of a
Bunch.
dive there. That's big. Is that Bunch?
Yeah, that was Bunch. We were running the fullback, trying to display the fullback, we were trying to see how they were gonna set up. Just getting everybody, peppered them and, running it's the script.
Yeah.
So we're trying to run script,
How
and we're
about this
trying to
guy
do
here?
different things.
How about this
That
guy
guy was
here? We
that
we
guy
know
was
who he
something
is,
else.
right?
That guy was something else.
Well,
Yeah.
he's in the Hall of Fame. All right,
Yes.
Jamie,
Jamie, let me ask you
hey,
this, Jamie. When you're a freshman, you come to Michigan. I Doug and I coached 25, 30 years. The first formation and the first play you put in, the first day of practice, you're telling your team that that's pretty damn important. You know what I mean? Let me ask you this. I don't know the answer, but would double tight eye back be the first formation Bo would have put in on day one?
Yes. Yes, that's the blueprint. That's
Okay,
who we
this
are
is where
right
we
there.
start then. That's what you're telling your team, that we're starting with eye backs with two tight ends.
We're coming off tackle, baby, one and
It,
the
it,
other.
okay, and then that was my question here. Then first practice, and is this the first play then? The
That
47,
is.
46?
Yep.
What did you guys call this off tackle to the left here? What'd you call it?
40, yeah, 47, 46. It's 40, and he chose 46.
Okay, so what you're running
47.
here is we're just blocking down, kicking out, and pulling the backside guard up and through, right?
Right.
Okay, and would that have been the first play that you guys would have put in?
Yes. It's all about off tackle when it
I
comes
got
to
you.
Bo
So
Schembechler.
I'm
He's
just
a
kind of because it really sets the tone with your players. Like, hey, man, this is our freaking football play, and this is our formation, and we're going to start with this. They got to stop it. Every team that plays Michigan knows they got to stop that formation and that play first. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
so that tells you what. How about this guy here?
Monty.
Probably one of the best athletes on the team. I'm,
Yeah, he
I'm
was,
not
man.
joking either. That guy was something else.
And
Yeah, he could dunk a basketball, 6'3". He wouldn't know stiff, man. Before 79, Bo used to just get a punter off the roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
A kicker, it's like, okay, you're a defensive tackle, you know,
yeah, yeah, Monty had a great career there.
yeah, look at him drop this one down there.
Yeah, big time play.
So, how about J.J. Grant, Doug? Talk to me about Liverpool, right? He was from Liverpool, right? In Jersey?
Syracuse. Syracuse, New York.
Oh,
New
is that
York.
okay? Is that how come?
I
Is
recruited
Liverpool right
him.
by
That's
Syracuse?
why I recruited him.
Oh, that's why he was good. I remember these dudes when they were young, but he had
Oh,
a
yeah.
great career.
Oh, he really did. Yeah, and this is JJ's first year starting, so I think he
Right.
had replaced Andy Moeller from the previous year, but, yeah, they've hurting us on some of those tight end shallows, tight end crossing plays
Yeah.
there.
Well, they know we're in zone. That's what we run,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah, does a good
All
job
right, so
setting.
Doug, let me get back to so when you walk into a Gary Moeller or Lloyd Carr meeting, the first day he's the defensive coordinator. What are the things that he's saying to you about? I got this guy circled. Who is that there?
Is that Messner or
I'm not sure which guy that. Oh, that's
that's
Mesner. He
Messner?
That's
blows it. He
that's
slants
Mark.
inside, and yeah, he blows that thing up and kills the
Yeah,
trapping
Mark
guard.
was
And
very active.
Brent
Yeah,
White
Mark.
had he was a
Brett
young guy
White.
when he
This
had
is
ended up having a
probably
great.
his best game of the year for Brett.
Yeah.
Okay, but Doug, get back to Coach Carr. What is Coach Carr emphasizing to the defense? What are you as the whole defense? What is he telling you? Like, this is what we are. This is what we believe.
Yeah, well, I think the first thing is I think they were always gonna talk about just the tradition. Michigan means defense. I think that's where it would start, but, I think it was just the way that you played, not necessarily the call that you made. I think it was just like a relentless attitude, always gonna and I think effort. I think one of the things that really hit home with me was just I think when you watch the guys play, just how hard they play. Very seldom do you see guys not running to the football. I think that was always a point of emphasis that you're always gonna finish on the football.
Yeah,
But I
look
think
at
just
93
how
Folkertsma here. Big Dave
yeah,
Folker. He's
they
dropping them in coverage, Doug.
He
yeah, and
is.
like I said, I think that's where we were doing replacement zone pressures back,
Oh yeah,
in the
we were
80s,
dropping
late
nose
80s.
guards, dropping tackles. We were
Oh,
doing
yeah,
all that stuff.
a lot of that stuff, and like I said, that's stuff that's still being run in this day and age, both at
Yeah.
the NFL level and the collegiate level. Yeah,
Um,
it's funny because I'm so used to watching the back end, the bigger picture.
well, we're
Dick
in here
Gentle
close up front, man. So,
uh,
um,
talk a little bit more
go
in
ahead,
depth on the back.
talk.
I can't see it.
What else is okay? So so Lloyd Carr becomes the coordinator. That's his
Yeah,
first year. You had him for now 4 years as a position coach. Now he
yeah,
becomes the coordinator your
yeah, and
senior
then
year.
Billy Harris came in, who was also a Michigan alum and had come from the University of Washington, and then spent a long period of time there as a secondary coach there at Michigan. But yeah, I mean, just attacking the football, just. But I think the style of play, there's such a tradition there, and it's your job to uphold it. I think I don't know if you remember Scar. There was always a picture in our meeting room that one picture said the eyes of the pastor are upon you. And
Yeah,
I think that was something that, you always felt like you had to uphold the tradition there at Michigan. I think the other thing is pretty cool too is even when Gary was there and he put up the quote about the law of the jungle. Even when I finished up there in 23, that's still posted up on the defensive meeting room there.
yeah.
It's been a long time, 40 some years, 45 years that thing's been up
Well, when
there. But
I remember my freshman year, Coach McCartney was the coordinator, and
Mhm.
he talked about MMD. MMD, Michigan means defense,
Oh yeah,
Wow.
and that was still talked about with Coach Carr.
oh yeah, yeah,
MMD, Jamie. You guys on offense may not have even known that.
No,
yeah,
we did not.
Our coaches on defense were saying MMD is that people around the country know that in Michigan, man, we play defense. MMD,
yeah.
Michigan means defense. So
Yeah, I was like,
they were pounding that into us, this is what we're known for around the country to play great
and every
defense.
year in the playbook too, Scar, if you remember, they always posted statistically where the Michigan defense, finished the season, where they
Yeah.
were ranked, and they were always a top 5 defense in the country. A lot of
Okay,
times number 1
here's
or
a
number
draw here, and
yeah.
they get us with
Yeah,
a
there's Bobby
draw.
Humphrey, like I said, great running back. Like I said, I think he and Jamie were probably 2 of the better running backs in the country that year. It's interesting, I coached his son in Baltimore.
Oh, did you
Small
really?
world. Yeah.
That's
Jamie, did you
crazy.
get to meet him at some of the all-star stuff?
Yeah, I did. Bobby's a good guy. He
Yeah.
was a good young man.
Yeah, because But guys, when we were playing, I remember Coach Mack and Moeller, who were the coordinators when I played. They shared a statistic with us, Doug. You remember they talked about the teams that won the Big Ten championship. There was a 20-year period that the teams that won the Big Ten championship led the league in defense. Here's IBAX, led the league in defense versus the score.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh,
So there was a huge correlation.
Yeah.
You don't
And
let
that's
people
still
score points, you win championships. So we're not letting them, we're not letting them throw it over our head here. Who's this in coverage
No.
here?
Probably in a 3 deep concept there. Let me
Yeah,
just
who
see
is
here.
that at the top there?
One of the corner, maybe Allen. Yeah, they're
Alan
going
Bishop.
They're back corner Bish.
Oh, I love that guy,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Another
they kept
Florida guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Gillian High School. Yeah, they always kept he was the boundary corner. So that guy was as a corner, he had to be the most physical guy of the
Oh,
corners, and we did
is
a
that
great.
so, Doug? That's an interesting question. So they would put a more physical guy to the short side of the field.
Yeah, just because he was always so involved in the run game, and Alan had played a lot. Now, this is Alan's 5th year. Alan and I were the same age, but he had played behind Garland Rivers,
Yeah,
who was also a great corner there of Michigan. But Allen had played a lot, had been a great special teams player, played a lot in the secondary. He played some strong safety and played some boundary corner, but just how they utilize that position. Allen, they'd bring on a lot of pressures. They'd add him into the run fit and do some things to utilize his physicality.
yeah. All right, Jamie. Here we go. We're getting the ball back, and we haven't scored yet. And we're in I backs, double tight ends. I'll tell you what. I remember going against Derrick Walker and Jeff Brown when these guys
Oh,
were young freshmen, and I
yes,
like, man, these dudes are going to be players. I
Well,
they
knew,
Derrick
are.
came as a
They
linebacker, and he
Derrick came in as out of Chicago
yeah, but they
as
had
a
yeah,
him playing tight
linebacker.
end. He
He was
played
a
a tight end.
linebacker, and he blew his knee out
Yeah,
in summer practice. Remember that?
yeah. But
mm,
he was a tight end for a little bit when I was there, and Jeff Brown was something
oh
else
yeah.
too. So anyway, here we are throwing. How many times would Bo have called this, Jamie, on first down? Or here we go, 2nd and 2.
No, Bo would not have called
Yeah.
this. Come on, are you
You know,
kidding me? This is
You know,
Moeller.
it's
This is
interesting though
Gary
from a
Moeller.
defensive perspective, like this is what you'd consider a waste down. So it's 2nd and 2.
Yeah,
If it's an incomplete pass, you got 3rd and short and possibly in 4 down territory. So I just having it with Gary, that was always a big point of emphasis on defense. Anytime
Yeah.
it's 2nd and short, you always be alert for the deep ball.
so, Jamie, did you guys were you running a 2 quarterback offense with, Michael with the wishbone stuff and Demetrius throwing it a little more? Was
No,
that
we
from day
stayed.
1?
No, we stayed with Demetrius won the position. He
Okay.
did. He did sit out one game, the Northwestern game.
Okay, talk to me about because when I was there 81 to 85, we never ran the wishbone once. Talk to me about
What are you
how
talking about, Scar? We went to the wishbone. Remember, we ran the wishbone in '85. It was with Jim Harbaugh.
did you guys run it? I think you did it. That was 86, I think, Jamie.
You sure? Because
I
we
don't
went.
maybe
Wait a minute.
if you did,
We
I don't
remember
remember
when
at the
we
time.
went to the Fiesta Bowl. We went to
Okay,
the
I don't maybe
Fiesta
you
Bowl.
did. You know what? Maybe you did. Jamie, what were the coaches getting you guys to believe and what could you do from the wishbone? What were they
Well,
thinking
from the
about?
wishbone, we could move the offensive line could move the guys, and quarterback could keep it and see what's going on. Look, we knew we weren't going to beat this team with the pass. We were going to have to run the ball, but
Yeah.
circumstances being circumstances, we ended up winning with the pass in the end zone to Colasar.
How about big 74 in there? How about this guy Husar out of
Who's
Chicago?
who's
How about this guy
Husar?
right here? Hey, right
Exactly.
here.
That's Husar.
Look at him.
Look at him
Yeah. He,
taking him right where he wants to
and how
go.
about this guy over here coming in here to find anybody to hit?
Oh,
Big
he's just
Jumbie.
looking for some. Yes, he's just looking for people.
Well, we all know what kind of great player he was. We saw him develop and into something special, man. Here's Ibex. Yeah, we're struggling early on here, Jamie, in this game.
No, we are, and Gary knows what's going on. He came in, he wanted to switch. He gave Demetrius and Michael He wanted to give them equal shares of the offense early on.
Oh, okay. Well, Doug, from a defensive standpoint, it still gives you trouble. You got a wishbone.
It does. Yeah, when you have two different quarterbacks there. Yeah, just Scar, if you remember back, my freshman year would have been your junior year, and we played Auburn in the Sugar Bowl,
Yeah.
and they ran that wishbone. It's not. Oh, there he goes.
This is a counter play we
I
put
know.
in for
Talk
this
talk
game.
to us, Jamie. Look at how well we. I got it circled up because we got who's that up here? Derrick and Jumby
Does Yep,
They're just washing things up. Then you got the pride of Chicago out here, Husar,
right.
kicking out.
Husar.
Talk to us about how is Coach Burton coaching you on this play? What's he telling you? What are you looking at? What are you reading?
They want all the motion to go to the right.
Yeah,
And with a jab step, that's how I did. And then, get up inside if you see the hole because he's going to trap somebody, Jamie. Who's just going to trap somebody? If he turns up, you turn up. So that's what they wanted. That's what they were looking
yeah,
for.
yeah. They had trouble with defending this play. We rip them a couple times with this play,
Mhm.
and I'm watching John Vitale. Jamie,
Oh, he
talk to
gets he goes to the second level too.
Yeah, he's got good feet. He plays with great leverage. You know,
Look at him.
yeah, he
That
having
linebacker that linebacker was looking for something, was looking
yeah.
and he got caught.
Yeah. It's difficult play because a lot of times that's with a guard pull. When that tackle pulls, sometimes that's out of the linebacker's vision.
Okay,
You see
here's
it in
a pro
the
formation.
That's a draw play.
I know having played defense against our offense, this play is tough to defend uh, because you're thinking run, you got eye backs, and I always just had trouble defending our offense when you guys ran this play. And it was always pretty good for us, Jamie,
Yeah, always a good play.
I
Because you
think
gave you gave me
the
that
line
guy.
is blocking. They're how are they? I wonder how they're being coached.
Yeah, they're pass setting, so
Li-
they're getting the defensive line running up the field and get the linebackers and the D line on different levels. So defensively, yeah, it's always a play that's difficult to defend. D line thinks it's pass, and they just start running straight up the field.
Look what Walker
Yeah,
does. And Hoos, look at there's your big run there.
yeah.
Um, Jamie, who called who? How do you think the play calling went when you played?
It was good. Bo and Hanlon would argue on the phones, and then they would make a decision. Give me a play, Jerry. Give me a play, and he would send it in with with the wide receivers, running backs as well as linemen, depending on what lineman he wanted in.
But Jim used the term Jim Harbaugh, our teammate, when he was the head coach. He's now it's the same thing, but he used the term of collaboration. Do you think when we played it was a collaboration?
I think it was Jerry, and I think it was Bo. And
Yeah,
then Mo was in Bo's ears too. So you can call it a collaboration sometimes.
yeah. Hey, how about this guy number one, McMurtry?
He was coming into his own. That year, McMurtry caught a touchdown play against Iowa at the end of the first half, and we didn't look back after that. So he was coming into his own.
Yeah. So you were there for a few 5 years. You were there, right, Jamie?
Yeah. No, I
And
was there for
so
4
you
years, and that was my another one of my recruits. I hosted him too.
and so when let me ask you then
Massachusetts
when
guy, wasn't he, James?
Yes, he's from Mass. He got drafted by
Yeah,
the Boston Red Sox. Remember that?
yeah, first round.
That's right, he did. So Jamie, when Coach Moeller came to offense, you saw a more aggressive pass game mindset.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Doug, here we go back on defense.
Yeah, so like some of the things you're talking about right there, we're in an under front right there, probably playing cover three, bring a little bit of motion into crack them, just a lead play.
You got young Milligan in there, number 30 over
Yeah,
here.
He
yeah.
making
So
plays. He
He's a
making
young guy
John,
plays.
there. He went to
yeah, we were young at linebacker that year. Both those guys went on to have great careers there at Michigan.
yeah.
You know,
Andre
that was their first
McIntyre
year
tore his
starters.
Achilles. remember?
Yeah.
In
We
Oh, is that
practice.
what happened? Andre
Yeah.
got hurt that year?
Yep. He tore his
Or his
Achilles.
Achilles. Forget who we were playing, Jamie. It was, I think, a college that doesn't even play college football anymore. It's a team out of California.
Yes. It could be Long Beach State, remember?
Long Beach State. Yeah.
That's
I don't even think
exactly who it was.
Yeah.
So they're trying to run some option, Doug. You know, we saw so much option back in our day. Here's
We did. Yeah. So this
looks
is
like they're
kind of
screwed up. Yeah, they're screwed up there.
it's kind of a trap option. I'm not sure who they're reading off of right there, but yeah, like I said, I don't really remember much about the quarterback there
Yeah.
down. But our emphasis at going into that game is, yeah, just like any other game defensively, is you got to be able to stop the run.
Hey, you know
And
what? I'm gonna throw a name out while we're talking. Jamie, talk to me about as we look at some defense here, Doug. If you want to jump in on something, Jamie, talk to us about Mike Gittleson. Who is Mike Gittleson?
Mike Gittleson is one of the first. He's one of the first people in strength and conditioning in college
All
football.
right, here's big Warde Manuel. We know he's our
Yeah.
athletic director making a play
oh
here.
yeah,
Go
Making
ahead,
a
keep
that.
play.
talking about
There you
talk
go.
about Mike.
huge
We got a
play.
fumble. We got a
He got the
fumble.
fumble right there. It looks like Soup came up with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, they get nice pressure on the quarterback right there. It's a great job retracing by Mark and Ward. Heck of a job right there with Soup or whoever
Yeah.
that is. That JJ coming up with the fumble.
Go ahead, Jamie. Keep going
Yeah,
about
big play.
Gittleson.
Yeah, he's the strength and conditioning coach, and he was pretty much the our lifeline. I mean, Mike Gittleson, he got us ready during the preseason,
Mm,
got us ready during all things being Michigan football. He set the tone for Michigan
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
along those lines, I think he's probably one of the most underappreciated coaches there at Michigan. I mean, it just, in my opinion, for a college head football coach, probably one of the most important hires that you have to make is your strength and conditioning coach. And I think just what Mike did for that program, just like Jamie said, just from a development standpoint, you were always in great shape. I think it paid off in the fourth quarter. When it got
Yeah,
time to when the game was on the line, I think your conditioning would take over. And Mike was such a big part of doing a great job of that. But I think also just the culture and the atmosphere of the program. I think he just helped set the tone with that with his conditioning program.
Yeah, you know, that he was building team in the weight room with us too, you know?
No,
You know,
no
we
yeah,
doubt.
on
Like,
Monday, we ran a mile, right? But you know what?
yep.
It was the Michigan mile. It wasn't a mile. Remember?
Wasn't a mile.
It ain't no mile, it's the Michigan mile. And I think there's a correlation between how tough they were on us in the weight room that it correlates to the field. Anyway, I love Mike. We all love Mike. He was one of the first strength coaches. Okay, Jamie, we're doing some shift. You can tell this is Gary Moeller because
Yeah, this is all
he knows
Gary
what
Moeller.
screws with defenses.
Right.
So we get a big run here, but we're shifting. We moved Jeff Brown over. We come out in split backs, and maybe they're a little confused.
well, the one thing they did when you start off that formation, they start off in an unbalanced formation where the tight end's
That's right.
ineligible.
Yeah.
And when he trades over like that, now he becomes eligible. So a lot of times people defensively are going to have a blanket check to unbalanced formation. And then when you shift back to it, you got to go back to the original call.
Basically, that's that same
That's
counter
right. That
play
was
Yeah.
the
that we
same damn
ran.
play we ripped them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only now we block it a little differently because I don't think I think the first time we washed this five tech this kid here down. I think we kick him out now. Let's see what we do here. How are we blocking it up there? So yeah, we miss him. Our tight end misses him, and it's just Morris making something out of. But we
Yeah,
block
no
it,
doubt.
and we get him.
Oh, it got blocked. They
Hey,
blocked
Jamie,
it right.
we block it, and you make it happen. Jamie, talk to me about is this stuff coached the way we celebrate? Is this
No,
stuff coached?
yeah, it's coached that way. I mean, yeah. So go find your teammate because you didn't do it by yourself. You
Damn
go
right.
find your teammate and you congratulate them.
Yeah, let's look at Morris again. Let's look at how
Yeah.
we block this thing. But that's the thing that's Michigan to me, man, is
Yeah.
that
I think that was one of the things when I was talking about earlier going into the 85 season was It's just a team, and just like Jamie said, I think any great play made, which is a great run by Jamie, but, there are 10 other guys out there doing their job to, give Jamie that opportunity to make that play. But I think it's the same thing with Gary and Coach Mo and Lloyd always emphasize if someone made a big play, get a hand on the hat, get over and celebrate.
Yeah.
But you always celebrate together as a team, and I think that's something that's kinda lost in football in this day and age, but it's good to see some of these old memories.
So we're in the end zone now twice. We got a little lead going here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Ward making a play right
Yeah,
there.
big Ward,
Right.
Billy Harris was tough in there,
Yeah.
56.
Oh, yeah. Billy was active, I think for an undersized nose guard,
Yeah.
he was about as
Here's
wide
Billy.
as he was tall, but
Yeah, here's
had
Billy
great
right
strength
here.
and quickness and Herm,
That's Herrmann.
big Herm. Yeah, I know
You
one
know,
thing,
I noticed that, in my early years, like 84, we didn't rotate guys out much. And
yeah,
I think they started to really rotate guys more later on. Wow, they're running through
yeah,
us here.
yeah,
Play
it's
more
sort
bo you know what I mean, Doug? Play more bodies, but I
yeah,
remember
which
I literally remember we played Washington in 1984, and they had a 19-play drive. I played all
yeah,
19 plays.
oh, yeah.
We didn't
Yeah, I
rotate
think
guys out then that much.
yeah, yeah, it takes a toll on you, I think particularly when you're in the trenches like that, Scar.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and if you're gonna finish on the ball every single play, you're gonna be doing a lot of running and I think just the physical exertion that you're putting out. Well, you don't see that happen to Bishop very often. A nice tackle there by Soup cutting them
Yeah,
down. Yeah,
Campbell's
like I
a
said,
I tell you,
one thing you see about
you watch Soup, you know why, you have to have a good sa Bear Bryant, Doug, Bo used to talk about the Bears sometimes, but Bear Bryant said, "Your 3 best football players gotta be your outside backers and your free safety."
yeah, the free safety's the eraser.
Yeah.
If you're a 3 deep team there, if anything
Right.
breaks through, ball on the ground.
Okay, Doug, I'm gonna let you start with
Yep.
this other name that we hear, a guy by the name of John Falk.
Oh. So Falk is funny because he was another guy that I knew when I first came to Michigan. He had been my dad's equipment manager there at Miami of Ohio. When Bo left Miami of Ohio, he came to Michigan. My dad replaced Bo. My dad had been at Ohio State with Woody, replaced Bo as the head coach there at Miami of Ohio. Well, John Falk was the equipment manager there. So when John ended up graduating from Miami of Ohio, then he had been my dad's equipment manager, been Bo's equipment manager, and then when he graduated, he ended up coming up to Michigan and been there for a long time. But he's a legend, absolute legend.
How about Jimmy,
Yeah,
what
but
else can you add about so we get JJ get a paw on it here, and
yeah,
we're in our zone coverage, 3rd and 12, and we're
yeah,
gonna be zone
and
coverage till the whatever, till the
it,
cows come home.
what's funny, like when you first install, like back in the day when you first install a route, that's the route right there. NCAA route, shallow cross by the tight end, a dig by the backside X, and a post by the Z. But right there, it's a good job by
Oh, I thought he
JJ
had
getting some
that.
depth, but got to work on those hands.
I gave him
I
so
think,
much shit for
first of
that.
all, let me say this about JJ. That may be the smallest neck roll I've ever seen on
It's
JJ. I don't know how the guy could ever turn his head with that neck brace.
Hey, Jamie, what else can you add about, John Falk?
John Falk was the, let's say John Falk turned you into a man. He was that guy that initiated you into manhood, you know?
Okay, real quick, how about Colasar here? Let's look at Colasar, and we'll finish up that thought.
One of the, greatest, receivers at Michigan
Yeah.
that people don't talk about anymore, that don't
Oh, he
understand what that young man could do.
All right, keep going
yeah,
on Falk, Jamie.
John Falk, he was an educator. He taught us who we were and what we are. Another guy, another cult builder. John Falk told you the history of Michigan football, whether it was
yeah,
playing old tapes from Bob Ufer, whether it was telling you stories about what the older teams used to do and how they reacted to different things. So, yeah, it was incredible. John Falk taught me a lot, and another guy who I wouldn't have made it through if I didn't have John Falk.
You know the thing I remember about Big Johnny, guys, the grind of double sessions was so tough.
yeah,
Guys would literally you wouldn't see him the next day. You remember how
Right.
where's he? Oh, he's back in Illinois. But it was so tough and so hard. But Johnny would come in and tell one of his stupid jokes.
Yes.
You guys remember that? It was like,
Yep.
man, just to get a laugh as you're going through through that. I told you this play was tough. I remember as a player defending our offense running this play because it's just tough, man. And we did a good job with it here. Jamie, talk about this draw, this sprint.
This
What
is
do
the
we
s
call this play? What did we
this is
call
the s
this?
this is the 41, 42. We're running probably 41. It's the sprint draw. That's just a sprint draw.
How
He's
are you
gonna come
coached
back.
on this? How are you coached on this?
I step to the right slowly, and then I take off. Because everybody should be blocked. You give everybody a chance to get up on their man.
How do you think they're coaching the offensive line, guys? Doug, how do you think we're coaching the offensive line here?
I think they're going to short set. You want to show pass to get the D line to run up the field right there, and then if you're the uncovered guy, then you're going to climb to the second level. Where it's such a good play. I mean, as underneath coverage, sees quarterback come, ball off the line of scrimmage,
Yeah.
offensive line's passing, and they start, potentially dropping into coverage, and all of a sudden they got a lineman up on them. And again, it's one thing. Got to have a good
I'm
running
just gonna
back.
pretend I didn't see that. Well, he did clip you, Jamie. He clipped
He
you, man.
got his hand under
He
my
got it. You're
foot.
right. He got his hand. Okay, here we go. Eye backs, man.
Taking a chance, taking
Yeah,
a chance.
I
That's
could tell
Gary
that's Gary
Moeller.
Moeller calling plays, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember watching this game from home. I'm thinking, man, I could tell Bo ain't on the sideline
Yeah. Bro.
because we're throwing the damn ball all over the place.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
he,
mass
you know,
substitute.
Doug, as you and I both coach defense, we coached for, that's what we did. It's amazing how smart you've realized Coach Moeller was the boy when you get into coaching,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Again, like
Jamie,
I
here
said
we are
earlier,
now. We've been running option with Michael in the game, and now we're running option with Demetrius
Yeah.
the eye backs. And we have a little success here.
Yep. He's gonna. Hey, they want to stop. They're trying to stop 23 for that one. And that's
Yeah.
Mo. Mo wanted to get the quarterback
you're
to get in
you're
there.
always short a guy. I mean, anytime a team can run an option, the quarterback's a potential ball carrier, kind of evens out the numbers. You may try to load the box, but you got a
Yeah.
quarterback as a potential runner.
Doug, when we were playing, I remember Coach Moe's talking about Ohio State. Ohio State would run every game. They would run 4 or 5 option plays. Okay, what does that make you do on defense? Every down you got to say, okay, what do I got? Who has dive? Who has
Yeah.
quarterback? Who has
Oh, yeah.
pitch? Just enough to
Mhm.
screw you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the first play we put in, right? Jamie Power.
Yep.
Now we're running out
Yep.
of split backs. Block
Yep.
down,
Running
kick
out of
out.
split back.
How about Michael
Well-
Dame, 76? I thought he was a tough kid when he was a young
He
guy.
was a tough kid, and he was at home. He was back in Florida, so he played his ass off. I'm
Yeah, he's a
telling you.
tough, athletic kid, man.
Look at him. He's going to get that
Yeah.
linebacker.
Well, we're moving along. You guys having fun?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Look at
Haven't seen
Bunch.
the
That
game
dude
in
that
40
dude could
years,
block.
but
Hey, Jamie,
Oh,
what was
Bunch
the
is
story? What was the story about bunch protectors? Did you hear that? Or maybe John Vitale was telling me that because he hit the dude so hard they had extra padding or something. I don't know.
Yes,
Vitale was telling me that how tough that kid
he
was.
would hit. Yes, that's the truth about Bunch. Bunch will knock you silly. He put guys in other dreamlands.
So he's the kind of
amazing
guy you
fullback.
wanted as your fullback.
Right.
Jamie, you look at the fullbacks that you had in your career there at Michigan. I mean, those are some of the greatest fullbacks that
Oh my God, yeah.
come through that
Bob,
program.
yes.
Oh,
You got Bob Perriman, Gerald White, you got
yeah.
Bunch, you had Leroy. I mean,
Yeah.
you had all kinds of.
Hey, Jamie, when we would come in on Monday, the full team would meet and Bo would talk to us and then, go get the awards, this, that, or whatever, scouting report, and then the defense would go in one room. Now, Coach Mo would take the lead. It was as a coordinator or Coach Mack and then your
Yeah.
last year, Doug, Coach Carr. Who was the first guy to speak when you guys broke up in the offense?
It would be Bo. Bo
It would be
stays with
Bo.
the offense.
He would put it. He would take the lead on the scouting report then offensively.
He'd take the lead of the scouting report, and then Mo would probably finish it up.
Okay, so I got you. Yeah, because when we watch film, Doug, I imagine it did it the same way. When we would watch film as the complete defense,
Yeah.
you would
We're gonna
have
run that
literally you
again.
had all the defensive players in that same room, and all four
Yeah.
coaches would be talking, but they would be talking, in a way where they could all communicate and they weren't talking over each other. So they were coaching
Right.
their position groups.
Yeah, which was unique. But, yeah, we met as a whole defense and watched the tape or watched the film. But, yeah, the DBs, we sat in the front. I guess if you're looking at the audience, we were front right. Scar, you were over on the left,
Yeah,
weren't you?
we were in the
Back
back
left?
left, and yeah, you had
Yeah.
four guys talking.
Oh, yeah.
And but they were smart not to talk over each other, and
Yeah.
then every now and
Yeah.
then the coordinator might jump in and say something that he thought the whole defense needed to hear. Jamie, how
Right.
did you guys do it on the offensive side when you were all watching? Okay, I like this. Let me look at this real quick. I'm not sure how we're blocking this, but it's a great play. And 64 is Big Dave Chester, right?
Right, right.
So we're running.
A draw.
Yeah, so this draw is killing him. Now he's just probably how do you think they're coaching that? Is he just taking him whichever way he wants to go, you think?
Whichever
Doug?
way he wants to go, and you got to
Yeah.
run off his ass. That's what you're told to do.
And now our tight end Walker's coming right now to the backer. Jumby is setting for a second, and you run a dude over. That's nice to have that. It's
Well,
blocked well. and then
you got to run the dude over if he's in the way.
yeah. Now this is a great run. This is blocked, and it's well. They had, it's that one play and the counter were two great plays for us. So let's move on. We'll get got a lot of plays here, but we're okay. We talked about Falk. We talked about Gittleson. Jamie, why don't you talk about Coach Burton?
Oh, wow.
That's your position coach.
Yeah, Tirell Burton, running back coach. He expected nothing but you to run the ball the way it's supposed to be run. You don't run out of bounds. You stay in bounds. You make sure you act like you've been there before on the field. And he was just one of the guys. You know your assignment. Let's just say that. Know your assignment.
Yeah. He recruited me. I had a lot of respect for him. Hey, what about this guy here, guys?
Alex
And that-
Agassi.
Let's talk about
Man.
him. Doug, what do you know about this guy here?
Eggs. Let's see, was he at Northwestern before
Yes, Northwestern.
yeah, it's a great
One of the
man.
greatest coaches in the history of
Yeah.
Big Ten football.
Okay,
Yeah.
he played for Purdue and I think Illinois as a
Yep.
college
Yeah.
player. He was at one of them. Then he went to fight in World War II. And he comes
Yep.
back
Yeah.
and plays
Yeah.
for somebody else.
And finishes up with somebody else. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to
He's the
you know,
first 4-time Big Ten player. I mean Big Ten player. I think he was a 3-time All-American or a 4-time
yeah, something like
All-American.
that.
Something like because AC tied him.
Mm.
So yeah, Ag he coached Bo coached under him.
Yeah.
Doug, I think they were when he was at Northwestern.
Hmm.
But I got to tell you this story. So Ag is running the Demo defense, right? My freshman
Yeah.
year. You guys
Right.
know Demo. We get the crap
Yep.
kicked out of us by the second offense, and you're going 120 plays sometimes, and you're just getting pounded. So Ag, he wanted to kind of build a sense of unity with all the guys that were on the Demo defense, So he has these hats made. And he called us the Fraternal Order of Offensive Look. FOOL. Fraternal Order of Offensive Look. So that was Okay, so he has all these hats for all these young guys on defense that are getting pounded. We're freshmen, that's our job, right? He has the hats he gives us, and it says full on the hat. That's what it says, FOOL, right? So he's wondering, he says, guys, how come I don't ever see none of you guys wearing your full? I said, well, Ed, we just gave him some bullshit. We're not wearing no damn hat on campus that says fool. The hell are you talking? But we loved him, man. Okay,
Oh,
how
yeah.
about Jamie? Look at 32 Bunch here, crunching dudes, crunching linebackers. You can take it outside.
Yeah, should have stayed with him.
Yeah, fool. Would you have worn that hat, Doug?
No, no. Never did.
So, did you guys feel you had this game? Did you know you were in a dogfight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
Alabama
I
football
think
team.
we were feeling pretty good about ourselves from an offensive standpoint. We're going up and down the field. We're being able to move the ball and different things like that. But I mean, they had another punch to throw, and they
Yeah.
threw it.
Hey, let's get talk about like the mindset going into the team, going into the season. You guys win a championship in '86. What's the mindset coming into this year?
Plan on repeating.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
got
That's
the,
always
the
fine.
attitude is great. Everybody's
Yeah.
confident.
Mhm.
And here's Demetrius in the wishbone throwing the football.
There you go.
Should have been a catch. God, it should have been a catch. It was look, we thought we could win the Big Ten championship again. Um, we knew that from the quarterback position, we were gonna be young, Demetrius and or Michael Taylor, whoever, or we could use both of them. So whatever it took, we thought from an offensive standpoint, we thought we could run the ball on anybody.
Yeah. So you guys had a great winter conditioning. Hey, you know what? One of you guys anyway, we're running our power play here, 46. We're pulling blocking down, pulling Michael Dames. Jamie, why don't you walk us through the calendar year? So we play in the Rose Bowl 1980. Just explain to us what the calendar year, you play a bowl game. I don't know, we get a week off, then we go right into winter. Just walk us through what it's the calendar year from winter conditioning, spring, whatever.
Well, after the Rose Bowl, we got back and we had a week off, and then we got right into winter conditioning. Uh, Biggest thing was, and then spring ball happened. Everybody was making decisions and different things like that. Um, and we came out and we had our pads on, and you know, I think it was '84 when after '84 well, you guys used to have didn't wear pads for a couple days, but after that '84 season, I think we went full pads after that and stayed in full pads.
So
You guys all remember
all
that,
of spring was pads.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when you had 20 practices and every one was
Hitting.
full pad.
Yep,
Yeah, there was never a day you were in
you were
shorts
gonna
and
exactly.
whatever. It was
Let's
full
finish.
gear.
Jamie, how important was the concept of securing the football from a Bo Schembechler coached offensive
Oh
football?
my God! Thank God Bo was not there because he would have been really upset about that.
Yeah. And then Doug, what are we thinking on defense? Sudden change. How did our coaches talk about that?
Yeah, alert shot, sudden change. You always be alert for the trick play or trying to throw the ball deep in that situation. Yeah, I don't know, man. They used to get presentations on that all the time, Scar, in the defensive meeting.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts? What are their thoughts, going into this situation? But
All right.
yeah,
So
that's
Jamie,
something.
so we winter conditioning. Just quickly explain what that might have been like.
It was Mike Gittleson. It was the ruler Mike Gittleson getting after us, preparing us for the next phase. We went to the Rose Bowl. We did what we wanted to do. Now we got to win the Rose Bowl.
Okay,
That was the
Jamie, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick. I want to talk about this guy, and then we're gonna get back to that.
okay.
Alan
He had
Bishop,
Yep.
Doug, I don't know if you did it. My last year, 85, we had a pretty good defense, but we would tell Coach Mo, I love this play from Alan Bishop. We would tell Coach Mo, hey, Coach, Thursday night, we got an old school projector back then, 8 millimeter projector, and we're gonna watch film. We're gonna get together at somebody's house and we're gonna watch film. And we did. We would get together, a bunch of guys on defense, but Alan right here. So we start watching film, and this is my one memory, and I love the guy. One of my memories of Alan Bishop is so we're watching film for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Next thing I know, Alan Bishop is breaking out the dice.
Yeah.
So now we go, we okay, now we're talking crap. The
Yeah.
dollar bills are coming out, the film's put away.
Yeah.
But you know what? That was
Yeah.
that was how we built camaraderie, you know?
no,
Yeah.
yeah.
We didn't
Then you that.
Harbaugh took his guys all over
Thursday
the world. We were having dice games.
Yeah.
But it was,
Thursday
it was a
night.
great. I know that was one of my memories of Alan Bishop, man. The Florida guys could talk some junk at a dice game.
Yeah.
Here we're running wishbone. Jamie, talk to us, man.
Well, coming down, running. We know that Michael. It was intended for Michael to keep the ball, follow Bunch all the way up in there, but we went into the sideline, as you can see.
Yeah. How about this guy, Phil Webb, 46? He's from my neck of the woods, Romeo, Michigan.
Phil Webb was a great running back, and he just needed his opportunity, and Coach Burton convinced him to move the fullback, he would play his 5th year, and he came back for his 5th year.
Yeah. Um,
Eh,
okay, how about let's talk about some other coaches on offense, Jamie. Who's coaching the guards and centers on this team?
wow.
Who were the
Was Les.
Le-
Les was he.
Yeah.
It's Les.
Was he tackles and he was interior, wasn't he? He was
He was
centers and guards.
interior. He had the centers
Mm.
and guards. And then,
Mhm.
wait a minute, Jerry Hanlon had the other guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're ripping them here now. We got
That's Jumbo.
we got
That's
you
just
got this young
Jumbo.
guy Hoard, Jamie. You got this young guy Hoard in here now, and we got Michael Dames blocking down and Big Jumpy blocking down, and we're ripping them in there. What play is this? This is our first
This is
football
off
play we
tackle.
put in, right?
Yep,
Oh,
this is
that's
the off
draw
tackle.
again,
No, this is off tackle.
but we're not
This is
pulling the
coming.
backside guard now.
Yep. Nobody touched. Nobody
Yeah,
touched. Safety shot their shot, and that was it.
you get 23, give them a little space, it's over.
Yes. Now we're celebrating like, okay, we got this, and we shouldn't have been.
All right, so hey, Jamie, look, guys, we're up 21-3 here now.
That's why I was saying
We're
we
thinking
were
we're
feel,
pretty fat and happy right now, right?
we're feeling good until they're gonna start.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
Here's JJ making a
Do it.
play with Bobby Abrams.
Little reverse there.
Yeah,
Yeah. He defended it pretty
yeah,
well. It's a hard play to run to the short side of the
yeah.
field.
Right.
You don't have a lot of room to
You trap yourself.
get the receiver. Yeah.
Okay, so
Good
I'm sorry I
defense.
cut you off, Jamie. Who was coaching? Who would have coached the court? Was Moeller coaching quarterbacks?
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, we're down a coach because and no, Cam Cameron was there too.
Okay,
Was
yeah,
it?
there you go.
Yeah, Cam Cameron was there. Come on.
I got you. So we're up 21. What did I say?
He
21-3.
said 1-3. Yeah. So we got some pressure on him. Quarterback
How
took
about
off.
John Herrmann, 96? He's
Yeah.
out of Utah, right? Where's he? Where is he from?
He was from Wisconsin,
Or
wasn't he?
I
Wisconsin.
thought
That's
he
right.
was from Wisconsin. Yeah.
His brother
Mhm.
played at BYU, right? We played against his brother,
Maybe.
I think.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I tell you, they're rotating. So, Doug, on defense now,
Yeah.
Our Coach Carr is the coordinator. Is he coaching a position?
No. No, he did not. Billy Harris had come in and taken over the secondary. Yeah, they just looked
Okay,
like we
so
made
Harris is coaching the
the
secondary, and Jimmy Herman's coaching the linebackers?
Herrmann had the linebackers, and then, trying to think who up front. When Coach Meter leave?
He was there when
He
all 5 years he was there for
Yeah,
me.
drawing a blank who the D-line coach was.
Was it Reed?
Tom
Was it
Reed
Tom
came.
Reed?
Yeah, I think it
It's
was
Reed.
yeah. Tom was a
And
good
then
man.
Bobby Morrison was outside backers?
Yes, yeah, Bobby was outside backers.
Okay, so now they're running, they're
Yeah,
ripping us a little bit in here. They're
toss
starting to
sweep into the
block us.
boundaries. Nice play by Bishop there, getting off the block and making the hit.
Bishop played his ass off in this
Yeah,
game.
yeah, he always did though.
He's only about 5'8", 10 maybe? What the hell was he?
Yeah, he came in. He had been a high school linebacker, and when he first came to Michigan, they moved him to strong safety, and then eventually into the boundary corner position. But I tell you, he was probably one of the more physical guys on that
Oh, yeah,
team. He-
him and Garland, they would
Garland,
come
boy.
up and hit you, man. Mallory, you couldn't play it.
Yeah,
Well, who
those guys.
comes off the edge here?
I remember this. This is a bad missed tackle right here. I've seen this play in 40-some years. I still remember that.
Oh, man. Okay,
It's
well,
a
who's coming
non-athlete
off?
trying
Is
to
that
tackle
Messner
a
hitting him?
face. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
It's
Messner, they're running counter.
yeah.
See, Doug,
Yeah.
this is back in the
That's,
day. I used to love this as an outside backer when people were running
yeah.
counter option. Okay,
See, it's not
when
a
they
good
run
play.
counter option, right now the quarterback is going to
Yeah.
fake away from this guy. Okay,
Yeah.
I used to just look to decleat. This is when you could just decleat dudes.
Yeah.
Put
Really
your
what
helmet
you
right
need.
in his jaw.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you kind of overrun. You
It's
gave
not
a
a good
bad
play.
angle.
Not a good play either. That
Yeah,
pulling guard should either
but Soup,
trapped or they
Soup,
should have motioned the receiver over to block the overhang, like
Snoop
the
cleaned
receiver
him
down
up.
there at the bottom of the screen. They got no one to block me, and I guess they didn't need to account for me because I was going to miss the tackle. Well,
well, Soup,
should have been about a 10-yard loss. Turned
your
out to
boy
be about a
Soup cleans it
12-yard
up
gain.
good, man.
And he didn't
Yeah.
get the first down. He's short.
Yeah. That's maybe 3rd and short now, isn't it? But yeah, trap option, you don't see that very often.
Hey,
You
Jamie,
got to be able.
what was it like when you walked out of that room and Bo Schembecker calls you up there and says they voted you captain?
This is great. It was the greatest thrill of my life.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
look, guys you don't politic for being captain, but it's an
yeah,
honor because you got all these guys. They vote you as captain. It's the biggest thrill of your life. It's the biggest honor of
Yeah.
yeah.
your life, really.
And
They should
they
have caught that one too.
play right there. They try to swing
Oh, that
You
pass,
would have
see
buried
this?
him.
balls
That's
overthrown.
another touchdown.
Yeah.
That's 6.
We just,
There's Keith Cooper.
they're working our
Anyway,
balls.
there's a few plays
They
we
got the
missed
ball
here.
down there.
They get it down here now. They're starting to get some momentum. So,
Yeah.
Doug, how about you, man? What was going through your mind when Bo calls you up and you guys are captains?
Yeah, I mean, great honor. Just like Jamie said, I think anytime that you're, voted by your teammates, it's not something that the coaches, rewarded you with. It's something
Yeah,
that was a team vote, and you have the respect from your teammates. It means a lot to you. I think one thing as a captain, though, I think you always want to finish your career. If you're a captain, you always want to finish as a Big Ten champ or Rose Bowl champ. And unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to do that. But I think this game you're playing, I think, two of the more storied programs in college football. And
yeah.
Jamie, it may have been the first time. I think when you look at the history of Alabama football and the history of Michigan football, I think it's the first time
It
they.
was the first time we ever played one another.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a great bowl. It really was. And I think I couldn't even tell you what these bowl games are called now, but yeah, it was a great bowl. Getting an opportunity to go down to Tampa and play, and
Hey, how about
There you go.
23 in here blocking now, Jamie? How about that,
He's gonna
baby?
he could give a little effort. He gave a little effort, little
Hey,
bit.
a
Doug,
nice little play with
coaching
James.
defense, if a guy doesn't block, it's easy to defend, you know what I mean? If they know they don't,
Yeah,
33 is only blocking or 32, and they give it to
yeah,
23. But now you got 23 and they're blocking.
Well, I think it's a good play too to offset that counter T play that they ran earlier and had
Yeah,
a
that's
lot or
right,
we
yeah.
ran earlier, had a lot of success.
You're
It's kind of the
absolutely right,
well,
Doug, yeah.
they get you overloading to the tight end
Yeah, because 'cause
side,
we've
then to
been
be able to well, and again, no offense to Jamie, but I mean, you're never when you have a tailback, you're never gonna account for him as a blocker. I mean, he's
yeah,
usually the featured if you're a two-back offense, one guy's a designated blocker, one guy's a designated runner, so a lot of times, you're gonna overload to the fullback, figuring him as the
that's right.
lead blocker. It's a
Hey,
really great changeup.
Jamie, how are you coached on this? What are you thinking? You're looking linebacker? How are
Yeah,
you
looking
coached?
right at the linebacker. You gotta go get him, hunt him out of
Yeah.
there, run him out.
Are you thinking left shoulder, right shoulder? How are you coached on that?
Trying to get him on the give Leroy two-way look wherever the linebacker wants to go.
Okay,
He
so
wanted to go go ahead.
do they want you to meet him as far up here as possible?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you were allowed to chop back then, right? Doug, you
Yeah,
Oh,
can't
yeah.
do that now, can you?
do that
No, you
now.
can't do that now. You can't do that now.
Hey, how about this dude here, man?
Leroy.
He was a train.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of great backs come through there.
Yeah, we probably got
Leroy
about 12
Lord.
plays left.
Yeah, here's
And
load
but
coming
they're
through there.
about to make a little let's see what we got here. A lot of split backs here.
Yeah.
Now we're running power.
No, I didn't pull that time. Or we did, but we didn't get a
Jumbo really, I
Yeah,
remember look at
but
Jumbo here, man.
that's a
I
big
remember
man.
when Jumbo came in.
he's just having fun. He's just having fun. Let's run that play again.
Look at
That's what he
that,
would say.
man.
Yeah, talk about movement.
Yeah, he came in as a freshman. He was like
Yeah,
245, I think, maybe. Him and Big
yeah,
Glenn Mogul, remember?
yeah, two big men, they're
And then he
roommates.
Jumbo found the training table, man. He found Gittleson and he found the training table, man.
Jumbo, he was a great lacrosse player coming out of Long Island.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the heck lacrosse was back when he was talking about it. It wasn't as popular as it is
Yeah, that's
now.
popular over there.
Yeah. Huh.
Um,
Yeah, there you go.
what else I wanna ask you guys, man? Anything else? We talk okay, Doug, hey, Doug, let me ask you this, what was a typical game week? What was a game week? So we play on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that was
what
back
happens on
before
Sunday?
yeah, so that was back before the NCAA. NCAA eventually came out where you had to give the players a day off. And that certainly wasn't the case when we were playing. So it was came in on Sunday. You had treatment. I think you had to get treatment. You had to be in before 11 o'clock, and
Yeah,
then we had a team meeting at 4 o'clock, and then we broke up and went offense defense to evaluate the game. So we got that game, which was nice. You had the Saturday game behind you, and then everything from then on was
No,
focused on the next opponent. So
you forgot that most important thing. You got to watch Michigan replay to see if you were gonna get cussed out.
see what kind of mood Bo yeah, you'd always
Exactly.
watch that, see what
What
kind of
kind of
mood
mood
Bo
is he
was
gonna
in.
be in?
Yeah,
how much time would we spend on that film reviewing the game film? We literally spent 2 hours looking at that film, didn't we?
Was it a
easily.
win or a loss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Could have been
yeah,
3 to 4 hours if we lost.
yeah,
Yeah, Billy Harris was Doug, you think about coaching, how hard it is to find a guy that can play the double team and all that stuff in
yeah,
here, and then have the athletic ability to give you some pass rush,
yeah. Well, I think when Billy first came in too, like you were saying earlier, Scar, we were a 3-4 team, so he was recruited, and he's kind of a natural nose guard,
Yeah.
a little bit undersized, but big, thick, extremely twitchy, quick, active.
Self-proclaimed
Yeah,
self-proclaimed the shit.
yeah,
That's what he used to call
Oh,
himself.
I
I'm the
yeah.
love Billy,
shit.
man.
So you did all the,
Out of
you did all
Xenia,
the angle.
Ohio, right?
It
Yes.
Ohio. Yeah, when you did all the angle and slants, he was very effective. But yeah, and then as we started to get a little bit more multiple with our fronts, he was able to hold point inside and not give up any movement. But certainly a great player there in Michigan.
Yeah. Um,
That's the last player Bear Bryant on his team on the Alabama team.
All right, so all right, guys. So we look at film. We look at the film.
Mm.
That was probably a good 3-4 hour day Sunday
Yeah.
film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
and then
we get the
Monday
previous game
we're
behind.
what's Monday like?
Monday was, I think there was scouting report, and then, so we'd break up, get the scouting report, and then,
Walk
start
through
moving on to the
Michigan
next
Mile.
opponent. Yeah, so the practice itself was a little bit more
Look
tempered.
at
I
there's
think
my
that
boy
first.
Bishop. Look at this. There's the Bishop I know. Watch this.
Yeah,
Look at him.
yeah, he's
Look
a great competitor. You can tell he's upset.
That's
One
Bishop.
thing,
That's Bishop.
you don't see many corners wearing neck rolls.
No, that's our boy right there, man.
Yeah,
All right,
so
so
even
Monday is what,
yeah,
Doug?
so Monday's a little bit lighter practice. A lot of conditioning afterwards, and we would run 40 yards, or we'd run 40-yard dashes, and I think a lot of times too, Scar, we'd run however many points we gave up.
Yeah.
That's how many 40s we had to run, and then we'd finish with a Michigan Mile training table, and then Tuesday, Wednesday.
Hang on, I wanna throw something else in. Jamie, you probably don't know this. Doug, you and I do. Mo, the Coach Mo would. And I like the play by Folkertsma here. Dave Folkertsma makes a nice play on this reverse, but we would run on Mondays, right? And
Right.
what Coach Mo wanted us to do some extra running. He always thought that playing defense you needed to do a little more running, so he would try to time it up based on when he thought, Bo, you guys were going to be done, right? Because
Right.
you guys are working plays down there. And so
Yep.
he wants to have about like 8 to 10 minutes extra running for us. And then there was that damn tree over there. You remember, Doug, that
I
we run
remember
to the
that
tree?
tree.
Not
Yes.
not there anymore.
But
No, he cut it down.
anyway, we would so he would try to time it up, but there's sometimes if Bo was pissed off, you guys would be down there for 20 minutes, you know, running plays. And Moeller's like, okay, well, he ain't stopping because Bo's going long. He's kicking our butt. You remember that, Doug?
Oh yeah, it happened more than once.
Yeah.
Bo had something that he wanted to get straightened out, get
Yeah.
cleaned up.
Yeah.
But I remember that damn tree. If Coach Mo got pissed off at something, man, he'd run you to the
Yeah.
tree, you know? Remember that?
Uh,
So anyway,
yeah.
they're driving, we're up. They get outside the defense and they're
Yeah,
they're moving the ball on us. They're putting
we're moving
something
the ball.
together.
Yeah, where that number 8 was right there, let the ball outside the
Yeah,
defense. That's cardinal sin right there.
but we talked about
Can't
playing
get
that
off the
play
block.
earlier and we're letting it outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
We did a ton of work on hands, using the hands. Doug, we
Yeah.
did a
Well, you
ton
talk about those one-on-one
of
battles.
being
We
able to
always did
come
have
up
the block.
blocks.
Yeah, we always did a stock block drill. When you guys were doing those one-on-ones there, we always did stocks against the receivers. And those got pretty physical.
Okay, so
But
they're
yeah,
running
it's still
they're running a counter here against us now. This is when counter trade just start coming in. They're pulling
Yep.
Yeah.
backside guard and
Yeah,
tackle.
people. Yeah, and they
And
I think this one's the reverse in them. Yeah, so they're getting
Yep. It's
guys
the
out.
reverse.
yeah.
Nice tackle by Soup right there. I think he kept them out of the end zone there.
Yeah, so they get
For
in.
those,
Let's see. Okay.
yeah,
Anyway, here we go. They go to power I formation.
yeah, yeah. Run the lead play,
And
2-man
they get in.
lead. Yeah. What's the score now? It's getting a little close here.
Yeah, it is. They're
They take the lead. Yeah.
it's 21-16. Michigan's
Okay.
up. And I got
Wow.
there was a turnover in there or something, and they're driving again.
Okay.
So we're up by
Yeah,
5.
oh, sweet. Yeah, you got a little
Watch
halfback.
this. Here we
Oh,
go.
sweet. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So we're up 5 and they're driving.
It's a big thing
What
here.
other Michigan characters did we not talk about? Okay, so game week. How about Tuesday, Wednesday practices, Doug?
Yeah, they were
Go ahead,
full.
Doug.
Yeah, a lot of times, I want to say probably working some of your first and second down defenses on Tuesday, and then you're working probably first, second down, and then adding your third down package there on Thursday. And you probably get into some of your red zone goal line on Thursday, and then Friday, kind of do a run through of every scenario.
I just
And then,
remember, you guys, Doug, you played in the secondary. Jamie, you played in the
mhm,
backfield. But for front seven guys, Tuesday, Wednesday practice were brutal.
yeah,
They were
yeah,
Oh,
physical,
yeah. They had to
really,
go
really
that's
physical practices. I
offense.
mean, game day was a piece of cake
yeah.
compared to sometimes Tuesday, Wednesday, going back to back like that.
Yeah, I don't know if back then they even had time limits. I mean, now it's 20-hour rule
No,
at the collegiate level, but yeah, I don't think they had time limits for how long we could be out there, nor, what you could wear. So pretty much everything we did was full gear.
yeah. Um,
I'm surprised they're
Doug,
running the
what were
ball
some
here.
of the things that I mean, I could? What were some of the things that we would the coaches would say prior to playing someone? What do you think game plans were based on, or do you have any
I feel
thoughts
like probably
about?
off attendance, you're always going to try to take away their top players and their top plays.
Yeah,
So, just whatever tendencies they were showing by personnel, by formation.
yeah,
And that was the thing too, like, even when I was looking through back when I was in Ann Arbor, I was looking through our old scout reports here from this game, and, like, we would have a package, like, we always had the Michigan package, we always had the Wolverine package, like, Michigan package was gonna be essentially a 2 deep concept, the Wolverine package was gonna be a 3 deep package, but and then we always had, a couple game plans specific, but whatever the final formation was, we always had, at least going into the game, it was game plan that we wanted to be in this particular defensive front stunt coverage based on final formation. So, if other people were doing it, that's like we were talking about how we went into this game with a lot of shifting. That can create a little bit of confusion because there's got to be so much communication going on,
yeah,
starting at the back end because they can see the full formation. But yeah, surprised when I started looking through some of those old notes just how elaborate some of our calls were.
yeah.
They
Okay, let
score
me
there?
let me get in here and figure out where we're at. Oh boy, some of this stuff is. But yeah, I just thought our coaches did such a good job of.
Yeah, and there it is again right there. That's like the first play you'd ever draw up when you're coaching the secondary, NCAA play right there, and we still haven't stopped it.
Yeah,
Must be you very seldom see it in this day and age. You see so another screenplay out to Humphrey. Yeah, he gets down the sideline right there for a first down, so
you look at the
fortunately
offensive formations and plays. It's almost like,
yeah, it's totally
but
different. Yeah,
they're
you
they're
don't see it.
totally they're pretty similar. In what they're doing and what. Oh man, I get they score a touchdown
Yeah,
here.
yeah, offensively, it's,
And
a
here's
little
here's
bit
where they
different.
score, but
You
you
don't see
look at
a
a
lot of
lot of, they're eye backs, we're eye backs, you know what I mean? It's like there's
yeah,
not,
Right.
yeah,
yeah, so anyway,
yeah, it's
they're
a little bit
running,
more elaborate now. Oh, sweet.
yeah,
Yeah,
we don't tackle very well here.
tackle hits the seam right there, and
So now they're
it
winning the
was a
football game.
Yeah.
yeah, so took the lead there.
Don't worry.
Oh, I know how it is.
Don't worry. It ends the same way.
Yeah,
Okay, so
there we go.
Alabama's up, Jamie,
How much
24-21, and you got Demetrius in the game. We're coming out eye backs, and I'm not sure. They don't this copy doesn't have they don't have a clock. I don't know. What are there, 3
yeah,
minutes left maybe?
Yeah, probably.
And you get outside a
still
little
running
bit,
the
make
ball.
something happen. So this is our final drive here, man.
Yeah, it is the final drive.
Got
Mm,
3 timeouts.
3 timeouts. You can still run the ball, and you got 3 timeouts. Coach Curry looks a little upset there.
Did you ever meet him, Doug?
I did, yeah. I did. When I first got in, when I was coaching for Jack
Look at that.
Harbaugh.
Look at that.
Wow.
McMurtry,
Wow.
I thought he was gonna run right through there.
Yeah.
Okay,
That was a great.
this is a nice pass. What do you call this, Jamie?
I mean, it's just the Y guy getting in the middle. I mean, he did a slant.
It's
I'll
the
tell you
same
one
route
thing,
they ran on us.
hey, Jamie, I'll
Exactly.
tell you one thing
We're
about
running
Tight
the
Jamie.
end
same
shallow,
play.
dig over the top, post over the top. They just flipped who's running the dig. The same read for the quarterback, but yeah.
And
Hey, Doug,
Colasar's blocking.
Yeah.
hey, Jamie Morris could pass protect. Jamie, we went at it, man. You remember?
I
Hey,
remember.
We used to go at you
hey,
guys, man, and work
hey,
on
you
pass
didn't talk
rush, and
about it.
Jamie could he get under your ass and block you,
I
man.
tell you,
Let's see if you're blocking here. Who you blocking?
Oh, I'm
you
getting
get
out so I can get a
Okay, you're
pass.
getting out,
Throw
but
the
this is a
ball.
nice pass. This
can't
gets
do the
things
check down.
going.
It does.
I'll tell you,
It gets everything going.
Scar, you missed it
We
in
got
that
hope
first
now,
drive.
man.
Scar, you missed it in the first drive. He had a one-on-one with Derrick Thomas. Cut him down. You didn't even comment on it.
Okay. There's some of these plays are we're in I-backs and we're running that's our football play right there. So we would
Yeah.
switch. Hey, Jamie, we would switch this up. So sometimes the guard is kicking out and the back is leading through, and sometimes the back
Yes.
kicking, and so we're switching that up. Now
Right.
we're running it old school way there. How many times you carry the football this game?
22, 23.
Were we a 72-handed team? You know what I mean by that, Jamie?
No, tell me.
Were we running behind this guy a little more often?
Oh, yeah. Dude, you know wherever he was gonna be where the strength was. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, so that's, well, we ran yeah, I get it. It's, he's moving dudes, man. Anyway, this is to win the football game, man.
Oh, you'll see. We'll call timeout and come together, and Mo will say, "What do you guys wanna do?" And we say, "Let's do it."
So I-backs, and here's that draw we've been ripping
Yeah.
them with. That's a good play at that time in the game. So it looks like you guys rotated guards a little bit.
Coming in with the plays. Now, Gillette is trying to tie it. He wants, "Hey, coach, I'm here. Get the hell out of here. You ain't kicking."
I don't think you're.
All right, so we got a minute. You can see it here now. There's like a minute 12 left, and we're in the wishbone double tight. Ball's under
Right.
20. And Coach Mo, what's Coach Mo running now?
He's running the wishbone. And Michael should have pitched it, but he didn't. So we're okay. We're okay.
So
Is it fourth down now?
no,
Yep.
Fourth down.
Is it fourth down now?
Mm-hmm. So that was what about 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like you got the edge if that ball's pitched out.
Now he's gonna ask, do we go for it or do you want to kick it?
Who's he directing that conversation to?
Everybody in the huddle. And
Is
he's
he
talking to
is he asking you guys or the guys upstairs?
No, he's asking us. He's asking us. And we say we going for it.
Yeah, you're right. It was a 3-point game.
He asked if he said, "Do you guys want to tie this game?" And we went, "No." And he said, "Demetrius, get up here." Because Michael was in the game, remember?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he sends us in, and he's got Kolasar is going to be in that split back formation that I was in. So we're going split backs, but I'm not in the game.
Yeah, this is why I haven't indicated here that you haven't run this formation all game
No,
with
but it's that
Kolasar in the backfield.
right.
Probably haven't even run that personnel. 11 personnel. They're
Yeah, so
3
you've
wide
got,
outs.
you're right, Doug. We probably haven't run 3 receivers all game, right?
No.
Right.
Is this number 2? Is that Callaway?
That's Callaway and McMurtry.
Okay, so we haven't run this formation. Now you're out of the game. You got Bunch in the game. This is to win the football game, and we need 3 yards.
Right. Now he could have hit Callaway across the middle. Watch. Callaway is wide ass open, but instead he went right for Kolasar.
Yeah, I don't. This picture doesn't show Callaway here.
No, it doesn't show Callaway, so you won't be able to see it. But
yeah. Wow, it had to be a perfect throw, man.
Yeah, and it was.
Because there's not a lot of
and let me tell you
separation.
something. It was. It dropped right in that in Kolasar's hands.
Yeah.
Let's look at the protection. Let's look at this is
Husar.
Big Hoos here.
Yeah.
This is
Who's got Derrick on him?
You got Jarrod with him too. That was
Hey,
probably
do you
smart.
remember, Jamie, do you remember having a special attention dedicated? Was he part of the game plan?
Oh yeah, he was major part of the game plan. That was 55. We had to stop 55.
So you guys were well aware of what kind of player he was.
Right. And Hoos knew it. And, hey, it was fine.
Big Jumby at the top. And then Michael Dean. Oh no, he kept the tight end in. Jeff Brown is in there blocking.
Yep, Max.
Yeah, so we got max protection, and Jumby's right there.
There it is.
There it is,
Dropped in the
man.
box.
I'll tell you, great throw and great catch. Great way to
Great
finish.
throw, great catch, great call.
Yeah, really was.
Yeah, it was a good call because you guys hadn't shown anything like that. But at the same time, it's not like we have fooled them. You know what I mean, Doug? The
Yeah,
defense
I
has
think
got a guy right
well
there.
covered. Pretty well covered.
Yeah,
Really
it's
well
pretty
Still
well
covered.
had to,
covered.
hey, still,
You know, you
still
got a
had to kick
situation too.
off.
Looked like
We
they were
still
dropping
had to kick off. So
because you're thinking they're probably just trying to get the first down. You know, you take a shot there in that situation, fourth and 3, then
Yeah. Anyway, I don't have much left. You guys end up stopping them, and they don't have much time, and they don't. This was fun though. I don't think I have
yeah,
much left. Talk about this. We talked about Husar.
yeah.
Callaway
Well,
was what year was Callaway in this game?
he was a
maybe
sophomore.
He was a sophomore, so he came in right after I left.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So talking about Husar, it was like I roomed with John my last year. Well, he lived in our house. We had about 4 football players that lived in the house together, but John was one of our roommates. Good friend, but it's fun. His son Caden was there at Michigan, and I mean it's Husar family. I think their grandfather, father, John, and then Caden.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
4 generations of Husars.
Incredible.
Michigan. And
Hey, this guy right
great
here. How about Russ Miller, our trainer?
Russ,
He's
yeah,
looking
great.
good.
The lead trainer. You know, Bo snatched him up and stole him and took him to the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah,
did.
you were with Detroit, weren't you?
That's
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
big money was, right?
I'm gonna
The
tell you,
big
Gary
money
Moeller.
Tigers.
I'm gonna tell you Gary Moeller's story. So my 84, we lose to Ohio State, and it was that Sunday night. Me and a couple guys did something real stupid, got in trouble, and Coach Bo says he told Moeller to go deal with. I'm not even gonna tell you who the other guy. We did something stupid. But I never forget Mo punished me, but I never forget it because I used his line all the time as a coach. He punished me good, but he said, Scar, if I don't punish you, I'm cheating you. I'm
Yeah,
cheating you.
yeah,
You know, so that's the kind of discipline he punished me. I don't want to get into the whole story of it, but I
yeah.
never forget that line. And you know, he wasn't afraid to discipline, man.
No,
Guys,
He's a
no.
great man.
that is it for the film. But the season wasn't what you guys would have wanted, but you finished off real good.
Yeah, finished on a
Um,
great note, and that was the positive.
But I got a quote here from Bo, man. You guys remember Bo saying that you'll always be a former Michigan football player? How many times people know you as a Michigan football player? You know, Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody pretty
You
much.
know,
I mean,
but hey, guys, listen, man. You guys were the first ones. We're hoping to do this with other teams and just get people an idea what it was like to be a player in 1987 for Michigan. And you guys did a great job. You guys were great captains. I remember you as young teammates and team guys, man. That's probably the ultimate compliment a teammate could say about you is he's a team
yeah.
guy. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah,
Yes. Without a doubt.
Yeah, no one
yeah.
cares if you're all Big Ten or any of that happy horse shit. He's a
Who
team
cares
guy, man.
about that?
Guys,
No.
my final comment, and then you guys can make your final comment, and then we're gonna check out. But it was great talking to you guys again, and a great game. You guys did a great job, and go blue, man.
Go blue.
You got
I
any final
appreciate it.
comments, Jamie?
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it. And thank you for letting us be the first ones, the test dummies. Go blue.
All right,
Yeah,
fellas, over and out, man.
appreciate
Go
you having
blue.
us up. Look forward to seeing you guys this spring.
All right, baby.
Yeah, man, go blue.